Okay, we're back again on our Cutty Sark ship, and we're going to do some rigging. Just make sure my camera is there. Hopefully you have a good eye view here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start, I've already started, running some of the rigging lines down to the dead eyes. Now I've already put my dead eyes in. They're just fastened with a piece of copper wire. Goes down through a hole in the deck. So I've previously drilled holes in the top of the deck here. There's a deck rail down here. And below it I drilled another little hole and put a little tiny brass eye in there and glued it in. So now you just put your little piece of brass wire on the end, about 1 1/4 to 1 1/2 inches of brass wire, and then you fasten it onto the bottom of the dead eye, and then through the hole I twist it on a little bit, and then make a little hook on the end, and then I feed it down through the deck and then hook it onto the bottom, and then I reach in with either these forceps here, which are a little bit longer than the regular forceps, or I have this just bought these, and they do work for reaching across. And what I did was I did the ones across the deck first, so that way I can see the wire going into the hole. So anyway, right now we're running some deck or some mast lines here, rigging, and we're gonna put another one in. Now I'm already up. I've got this one here. This is for the ladder, one shroud. I'm gonna try and get that as tight as I can, and I will do that in a few minutes here. I actually glued this together, twisted it and glued it together, and so it's easier to put down through that hole there on the top. They're sort of like slots. So what I'm going to do with this one here, I'm up to this one here already, and I'm going to feed it down. What I'm using is 2 of these holes go to the same point on the mast, or 2 of these wires, cables, whatever you want to call them, ropes. They're actually thread in our size. Okay, so I'm going to put that one down through the holes. Now, actually, last year I went and took a little tiny drill on my Dremel. I have this wireless Dremel here. It's works really good. You can adjust the speed all the way up to 25,000 RPM. Use just 5,000 RPM, and it's got a little tiny drill bit. I have different collets that go in here for different size drill bits. You can go to Home Depot or wherever, Rona if you're from Canada, and Lowe's, and you can buy them there. Anybody that has a Dremel display, or they sell Dremel tools. Okay, so I'm going to run this one down. Going to leave a little bit on the end down there because I've got to go through one of these dead eye blocks, and I'm going to leave a little bit up here too. And then I'm going to cut that off. Okay, so that's one. I'm going to run another one. I lick it and kind of make it, squeeze it, makes it a little stiffer. Feed that through there. Through all the way. Very, very delicate work there. Okay, it's come through. I'm going to pull that through. Okay, I'm going to pull that one through. Leave a little bit. And up on the top here. I'm going to cut that off. Try to do a nice sharp cut so that it doesn't leave any fuzzes. Okay, so now I'm going to take this, both ends, because they both fasten onto the same place. I'm going to put them together. Okay, and then I'm going to wrap it. This way it doesn't really matter which way you wrap it. I want to leave a little bit. So I'm going to bring this underneath that one, across, and then, whoop, not supposed to let go of it. Should get a little bit left over. Okay, now I'm just going to twist it. Now I'll use the tweezers to grab it, ran across, grab it. Now you're going to put 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever twists on it. Okay, and you want to bring it across because it's going to be heading towards these holes in here. You can see them. So you want it to be kind of pointing at that. Now I'm going to take my little forceps. Okay, and you can tighten it. You can just pull on each strand separate, and it'll tighten it, and it'll make that a little bit shorter. And so then I'm just going to clamp it right there. Okay. So now I got some crazy glue, and I'm just going to. So I'm going to move this off to the side a bit, and I'm just going to put some crazy glue on there. And the crazy glue will soak into the thread. Oh, just got a whole bunch. Okay, so then you want to, there. So you got a whole bunch on there. Okay, so I'm going to pull this down. I don't want it to get crazy glue on there, but it looks like it's working. Right down that. There we go. Okay, so there, I've got that. And let that harden just for a couple of seconds. Okay, so now we got that done. Okay, so I'm gonna, while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm gonna tie this ladder off, and then you can do all the other ladders the same way. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut this off, because I put some crazy glue on the end to hold the threads together. So I'm gonna cut it off so I got a nice knobby here. Okay, and then I'm going to stick that down through the slot. And grab it with my tweezers, pull that down. Okay, so I got it pretty snug there. Of course, when you tighten the other side, then you can tighten it up a little bit more. Or you can go in here and you can just kind of pull on it. But you got to be careful you don't over tighten it. Okay, now I'm going to wrap it around. I'm going to just hang those up. Wrap this around, round and round and round. Okay. Okay, so there's one shroud line. Well, might not be two. Maybe wrapped it a little bit too many times. You just want to tie it off. If you can just lift it up. Okay, then I'm going to just put a little bit of crazy glue on there. Just a little bit, hopefully. Put a little bit on there. Okay. That's it for a few minutes. And when everything dries good, I'm going to go back and snip off all the ends. Okay, this one here should be dry. Yeah, that's also stuck. And I'll just trim off all the ends. Okay, so we got up to here now. So that's how you do that. Not that hard, just finicky work. So when I get the ladders on, then I will do all the shrouds. Oh, and I have to put on the yard arms and that yet too. So this one here will go here, and then it's got a piece of rope twine that hooks to the little eye here, and that kind of holds it, stops it from twisting around. This one here has a chain, and this one here has, the rest have ropes or thread. Okay, so that's it for now on this one, and when I get this back, all my rigging up the post done, up the mast, then be back for the next step, and have a good day. Okay, so I'm gonna give you some ideas here how to put the rigging in for the mast supports. Okay, so what I have is I have all these lines that are all rigged. What I did was the last video I put them, segment, put them all through here, and I fastened them to the mast. Okay, and then they're all just hanging here. Well, what I did too was I put this ladder in, this shroud, and I have it here. I have it clamped together, and I'm pulling down on it right here. And what I'll do is I'll put these together, and then I'll wrap them around the mast here. Actually, there's a little eye here, goes in the little eye, so they're going to go through there and then be tied, and then I'll put a drop of crazy glue on there to hold them. So I'm just going to show you how I do these. I found this is the easiest way. The first one I did these stays according to the plans, and they give you an order. They actually have it numbered. Started on the outside and worked in. Well, the problem is when you start working in, then the one before it is starting to get in the way because you're getting pretty close here. So, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start. I started on the inside and then worked my way down. And what I did before was I put this in and then hooked it up and I hooked it up to the stay, and then tried to feed it up through here and tie it up here, and then it wasn't very tight. And it's not bad, but we're gonna show you this different way here. So I've got this one here that's coming down through this ladder to the spreader, and I'm going to, it's called a spreader. So I'm going to put my magnifiers on. So I'm going to go through the dead eye block here. There's an eye on there. I left the eyes on these ones here. Okay, so now I'm going to just pull a little bit of tension on it because I want them to look a little bit tight. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of pull it sideways a bit. I'm going to put a little dab of glue. On the eye. And then I've got my tweezers here. Now I'm going to start wrapping it around this way while holding pressure on it. You don't want to let the pressure off because it'll get loose then. So about 6 or so, and then I'm going to kind of pull it down. Okay. And then I'm going to put holding pressure on it. You want to hold the pressure on the way the angle that it is. And I'm going to put some crazy glue on. Oh, about 1.5 inches, 2 inches up. Okay, I'm just going to hold it there for a second, let the glue dry a little bit. It's just set up. The crazy glue is way faster than the white stuff. Okay, so then I'm going to just leave that hang. So now what I did was, I'll show you this one here. So I'm going to unwind this till I get to where it was glued, which is going to be down a little bit. Very carefully. Problem with these glasses is it's really hard to see the other lines. You got to be really careful you don't grab a hold of them. Now I'm going to cut that off. Make sure you don't cut anything else. So now we've got it looks like a rope that's wrapped around. What they actually do is the real one, they whip the ends. They fold it back over the line, and then they will kind of bring it back beside it to make kind of an eye, and then they run line cord. It would be heavier rope, and what they do is they wrap it around the eye, and they wrap and wrap and wrap really tight, and then they tie that off as if you're whipping the end of a cord. And if you don't know what that means, then look it up on Google, how to whip the ends of a natural cord. Anyway, so that's what they would do. And then they actually coat that eye with a black tar type stuff. Stops the salt from getting into the rope and rotting out the rope. So this is kind of what it looks like, but not really. I am not a very experienced modeler, so this is my first one this big. So I'm gonna just kind of wing it. Just between you and me, probably 99% of the people that are going to see this don't know the difference anyway, so it's not going to really make much difference. So, okay, so then we're going to take, like we did with the other blocks, we're going to take, and we got a little, the end tie rope here, and that's what they would tighten those blocks with to tighten the stays. That's the upward cables. So I'm going to just tie this. getting a little bit of stickiness from the glue. I'm going to bring this down here, and I'm going to make it look like there's a tie off. So that's where they tie it off. They tighten this. Use a rope to tighten it, and then they tie it off, and then tie up the excess. So, and then I'm just going to snip the end off here, leave half an inch, quarter of an inch, to make it look like it was just tied off. So I'm going to continue doing this, and then I'm going to do the other side. And we'll see you when I get to a different part. Well, I'm back again, Flatlander Mike, and pretty much done the standing rigging, which is all the supports, guy wires, and all that that's used on the ship to hold the mast up and the sails on. So I guess my next part is to be doing some of the control ropes or threads that we're using. Control ropes for the yard arms. So I've got one here already. We have a pulley in the middle, and we run a rope from the end of that yard arm over to this, and that holds this yard arm stable. And we're going to put some pulleys on the end. This is a double pulley, and I'm going to put one on the other side. So just got to figure out where all the ropes go. It's going to be hard, but I might have to do some research, and we'll figure out what happens. So until next time, signing out. I'll post this video, and then we'll see how things go.